There's a drum roll? That's good. Oh, that's so good. Did you all hear that drum roll? That was fantastic. Welcome, everybody. I'll give you a moment to be where you want to be throughout this. I just want credit for the fact that you're eating before I talk this year. I will also take credit at the end for not talking nearly as long as I did. Don't you clap. You can if you want to. You can if you want to. Well, welcome, everybody. Good morning. And welcome to the UMBC Fall Opening Meeting. Here we are again. And I know this will be a start to an amazing new academic year. For those of you who I have not met yet, I'm Valerie Shears Ashby, president of this wonderful place, and it's my pleasure to be starting my 5th year here at UMBC. My heart feels really good when I look out at all of you because I am deeply grateful for what you have been doing. Some of you work all year round, I know that. And what you've been doing to prepare for our students and all of the things that you will do to support our students throughout this academic year, and quite frankly, to also support each other, which is what makes this community so wonderful. I also want to begin here by sharing our UMBC land acknowledgement. UMBC was established upon the land of the Piscataway and Susquehannock peoples. Over time, citizens of many more indigenous nations have come to reside in this region. We humbly offer our respects to all past, present, and future indigenous people connected to this place. I also want to take a moment and extend a warm welcome to all of those who are watching us online. Thank you for being here and for being a part of this community. Let's clap for the folks online so they'll know. Yeah. And before we get underway, I also want to do some thank yous to the people who made this all possible. First, to the UMBC Special Events team. If you are a member of that team, just wave at us so we can say thank you. Bogda, that was pretty good. Now let me try this again. The Special Events team, why don't you stand so we can see you? There we go. Okay. I also want to thank all those folks in events and conference services. If you are here and you are not somewhere doing the work behind the scenes, please stand and let's wait. Let's say thank you to all of you. Oh, there they are. Thank you. Thank you. And also to the Chartwell's catering team. I know they're moving around and about, but they prepared this wonderful meal for you today. So let's thank all of those folks who work in that Chartwell staff. And finally, I want to thank this wonderful UMBC Jazz Ensemble. Oh, they left. Where are they? I just like they disappeared. Where are they? Okay, there they are. Okay, so here we go. That is, they're eating as they should be. I want to say thank you to Leo, who's on bass, to Adrian, who's on trumpet, to Tal on drums, and Noah on the keyboard. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Thank you. For those of you who are new to UMBC, you may not know that I frequently call them the Shears Ashby Quartet. They are extraordinary. They represent us well in many, many places. So thank you to them. So amazing. It wasn't long ago that we were just together for commencement. Isn't that something? And I just want to remind you of how beautiful those celebrations were. It's important to remember how beautiful celebrations are for commencement as you start a semester, because along the way you can forget. They were amazing. And so we had Jonathan Hayward, who was the director of the Baltimore Symphony Orchestra. If you missed it, that's worth going to watch. One of the most extraordinary commencement speeches I've ever heard. He was just amazing. And he also helped us put an exclamation point on our year that we were celebrating and making the arts more visible at UMBC, so that was just extraordinary. And we also had Holden Thorpe, who was editor-in-chief of Science, and it was just beautiful the way he was so authentic and talked about his struggles and related to the students. And it was just a wonderful time of celebration. The two of them received honorary degrees, so they are now retrievers, which is a wonderful thing. I saw Jonathan downtown at the Starbucks here not too long ago, and I was like, retrievers! And, as I do. And it was wonderful because he is so proud to be a part of us, and so is Holden. So here we are ready to do it all over again. And like you, I am energized. I was exhausted, but now I'm energized. Were you exhausted? Are you exhausted? Oh, bless your heart if you're still exhausted, because they are coming. No matter what, they are coming. I am really, though, energized and ready to do this all over again. And so I'm proud that we're going to do the thing that matters the most first. We're going to hear from 3 new students. These are 3 students that will give you some energy and help you feel inspired as we start this new semester. So the first student from whom we're going to hear is Saad Waqas. Saad, did I do that right? Okay. Saad is a Sondheim Scholar from Pakistan. He is studying geography and environmental systems at UMBC. Okay, just don't feel anything when I say this, like, at barely 16 years old. You hear me? He's barely 16. He is described as the epitome of an old soul with an intelligent, vivacious outlook. I am grateful that Saad and his family are here and that Saad chose UMBC. So please join me in welcoming Saad.
Respected faculty, staff, and fellow students, good morning. After traveling 14,000 miles from Pakistan and landing in the United States not even 24 hours ago, I couldn't think of a better place to call home. And secondly, if I say something wrong, that's not me, that's the jet lag. I grew up in a military family, and that's me. That means shifting cities every 1 or 2 years. And having to move into a new school, very often, it was challenging for me because I had to navigate myself in an entirely new environment, make new friends, and understand the customs and cultures of an entirely new social circle. Eventually, however, I had an overwhelming amount of friends spread throughout the country. And I realized that something that had initially caused me struggle had given me a unique privilege, and that was that I learned to adapt to different ways of life. I learned to understand people with different upbringings, and the overall empathy within my soul had been amplified. Which brings me to why I chose UMBC. UMBC houses a very inclusive, diverse, and vibrant community. And UMBC for me felt like a university where that part of my personality, that openness and that adaptability would not only fit in, but continue to flourish. I could blossom at this institution. And furthermore, having been head boy at my previous high school, which was an appointment that helped bridge the gap between the students, the staff, and the faculty, I understood the value of open and healthy communication between these 3. And this was something that I had noted and I had observed at UMBC even before I arrived. Every query was cleared, every email went answered, and every person throughout my admission process that I had interacted with was so kind and willing to help, such as Miss Lori Smith-Watson. Can we get a round of applause for her? My reason to major in environmental science and geography is linked to a small anecdote and a particular experience of mine. When I was a young boy, I went to the Shandur Polo Festival in the northern areas of Pakistan. And having been a future national level polo player myself at that point, I was really enthusiastic about the sport and equally captivated by the beauty of the landscape. The valleys green, the lakes full, and the environment lush. A year ago, however, I revisited Shandur, and the environment had really deteriorated. The soil had eroded. The lakes that I remembered sitting low in the valley were now at foot level because of global warming. And during my first visit, the oldest horse was 22 years old. And in my second visit, the oldest horse competing was only 13 years old as a result of the change in climate. The life expectancy had dropped so drastically that it deeply affected me, a place that I had such fond memories of, and animals such as horses that I am so connected to. Seeing these things get affected so terribly had flipped a switch in me. And I realized that I can't just helplessly observe. I have to make a change, and that is my responsibility as a faithful citizen and a human being. UMBC gave me a window. It showed me a horizon of endless opportunities, especially as an undergraduate student. The hands-on learning experience, the opportunities in research, it was ideal for me to gain the knowledge that I require to go back home and make a change for which I will be remembered and for which my country will thank me. Conclusively, in many ways, UMBC felt like a next natural step for me. And after traveling from place to place for much of my life, I am really grateful to have a new place I can call home. Thank you.
Right, exactly. I knew you were going to feel something. I just don't want you to judge yourselves too harshly. That's what I felt when I saw that. I was like, oh, clearly I need to do more. So we are delighted to have you, and your mother and your father are here. So we welcome your entire family to UMBC. I felt like my job was in jeopardy. I'm really clear you could run the place. So now I want to welcome one of our incoming transfer students, Sabira Burt. She is a junior transfer from Howard Community College. Sabira will be studying public health at UMBC. I hear some public health people there. Yes. After graduating from UMBC, she plans to apply for physician's assistant graduate school and medical school. Sabira is described as tenacious, resilient, and inspiring, and I think you will see why in moments. Sabira, we're grateful that you chose UMBC. Please join me in welcoming her. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you all are having a wonderful day so far. As our president stated, my name is Sabira Burt. You may be wondering, who is this random girl up here? Well, today I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story and why I chose UMBC. I'm an incoming transfer student here at UMBC. I'm in my junior year of undergrad studying public health and on the pre-PA track. So, I'm guessing that's the generic academic introduction that you expected of me. Well, there's a little bit more to my story, and I'll let you be the judge of that. 3 words I'd say to describe me a few months ago were ticking time bomb. It all started the summer of my sophomore year, June 2025, when I experienced an agonizing headache, otherwise known as a thunderclap headache. Ooh. I was then rushed to the emergency room that very night, and after running CT scans and running tests of my head, the problem was still a mystery. I was then transferred to a second hospital the very next morning, and then they found out that I was bleeding in my brain for the past 24 hours, and I had no idea. That's when we all knew the clock was ticking and my time was almost up. I was then rushed to the University of Maryland Medical Center in Baltimore for an emergency open brain surgery procedure done that very night. During this time, I was scared, not knowing if I was going to live or die, not knowing if it was going to be the last time I would say goodbye to my mother, who I love more than anything. However, on the outside, I remained strong, positive, and faithful in God above all. I remembered words my mom told me right before surgery that still stick with me to this day. She said to me, "If you're strong, I'm strong. And if you cry, I cry." So I knew I had to be strong for her, and that's exactly what I did. After that, I went on to have a second brain surgery for my other aneurysm a couple months ago, and I'm so grateful to be here to share my story with all of you today. I completed my first 2 years of undergrad at Howard Community College, and upon finishing my journey there, I was torn about which university I wanted to commit to. There were so many options: Towson, University of Maryland, UMBC. I didn't know which one was right for me. But after careful deliberation, I decided UMBC was the right choice for me due to its engaging events, its social aspects such as its clubs, its sports, its diverse cohorts, its renowned academics, the fact that it's an honors university, and probably the most renowned aspect of it was the recommendations I've heard from my friends who are either current students or alumni. I knew that this school was right for me. Part of my decision to choose UMBC was also its strong public health program. I believe graduating from this university with my public health degree will allow me to flourish when continuing my education and applying to graduate school in the future. After going through my tough experiences last year, I've become even more passionate about pursuing medicine, now more than ever, and helping those lying in hospital beds wondering if it'll be their last day. Step of the way. In closing, one thing I look forward to this academic year is immersing myself in campus life and attending one of the events I'm most excited for, which is Involvement Fest, and choosing and discovering which clubs are right for me. After attending orientation, I feel as though there are a multitude of resources UMBC has to offer. I've learned that there are people who are ready to support you without hesitation, and I look forward to seeing what the future has to offer and standing behind the black and yellow walls as a proud Retriever. Thank you.
I have no words. I sat there thinking, did I complain about something this morning? Surely not. Sabir, welcome. And to your mom, thank you for letting us have your child. We know what that means for you. And so we are grateful to have both of you here. Thank you, Sabir. So inspiring. Okay. And now that we have heard from Sabir, these are our two undergraduate students, we're going to hear from one of our graduate students. And I'm delighted to welcome our student speaker for the graduate school, and that is Sydney Braithwaite. Sydney, I heard you, woohoo. Sydney is a first-year doctoral student in chemical engineering. She will be one of our NSF Graduate Research Fellows. Sydney completed her undergraduate degree at Towson University and is from Bowie, Maryland. Please join me in welcoming Sydney.
Hello, everybody, and good morning. Welcome to the Fall 2026 opening meeting. I am Sydney Braithwaite, and I am an incoming chemical engineering PhD student. I'm originally from Prince George's County, Maryland, and recently I graduated from Towson University with a bachelor's degree in forensic chemistry. My journey to UMBC overlaps with my time at Towson. After my freshman year in 2023, I joined the Be More REU, where I was chosen by Dr. Blaney, who's in the crowd somewhere, where I was chosen by Dr. Blaney to join his lab and help out with his research. And over those 10 weeks, I was running reactors, I was taking samples, I was processing data, and I was building my first poster. That whole process was the most eye-opening experience I ever had. It was amazing, and I thoroughly just enjoyed the whole research process. And I wanted to do it forever. And the next step in forever was going back to Towson and immediately joining another research lab and focusing in on environmental science and environmental chemistry. That experience helped me realize that grad school was feasible. Grad school was something that I wanted for myself. And watching the other students in Dr. Blaney's lab achieve their goals made me realize that it was possible for me too. And so, as I joined my next lab at Towson, I was able to publish my first paper, and I was able to build these connections necessary for me to continue my research career. And so, when it came time for me to think about graduate school, it only seemed right that I come back to where it all started and come back to the lab that chose me. With the help of Dr. Blaney, I was able to write my National Science Foundation Graduate Research Fellowship application to propose a project centering around the transformation of contaminants in the drinking water system. I graduated from Towson in December of last year, and I'm very excited to start my PhD and further my career as a researcher. None of which would have been possible without that summer of 2023. And I thank UMBC for the opportunity that shaped my life for years to come. And I thank Dr. Blaney for believing in me before I believed in myself. I chose UMBC just as much as UMBC chose me. Thank you.
Thank you. I feel like we could just, have dessert and go home, right? You have heard why we are here. So everything that comes after this, take it if you want to. If you don't, I think you've got enough to run on here. Let me say again to Saad, to Sydney, and to Sabira, thank you for choosing us. We feel truly grateful. We know you're going to make us better. As much as we're going to pour into you, you are certainly going to make us better. So again, let's thank our students one more time. That was really wonderful, really wonderful. And also, just for a moment, I want to pause and thank everyone who made their journey here possible. If you noted, every single student talked about at least one person or some engagement that made them know UMBC was for them. So that's you. And so I hope you feel good about what we are doing together. So I'm going to jump right in here and welcome some folks here for whom this is also their first semester at UMBC. We have quite a few folks who are new to the university and who have joined us in this last year. So I am going to start. I will warn you, the new people, I'm going to say some words about you. So you can stand up whenever you want. If you stand up at the beginning, you have to stand up till okay, so you stand up whenever. If you're uncomfortable standing that long, just hold on, okay? So the first person I'm looking at here is Gamze Zaythinji. Did I do it right? Zaythinji, okay. Gamze, I'm gonna ask you to come this direction because I want people to be able to see you, okay? But you don't have to come up here until you get ready. Gamze, oh, that's good enough, that's good. So Gamze started in her new role as UMBC's Vice President for Administration and Finance and Chief Financial Officer last month. Gamze, they're clapping because they think you know where the money tree is. Gamze brings more than 20 years of progressive leadership experience in higher education, finance, and administration, and a deep commitment to the public-serving mission of higher education. Gamze is particularly adept in navigating change and leading through uncertainty with a commitment to collaboration and trust. Gamze, we welcome you to UMBC. Grateful you are here. Thank you. Paul Montero. Paul has been with us for now 10 months as the new Vice President for Government Relations and Community Affairs. Paul has held several leadership roles in local, state, and federal government and in higher education, and has already successfully guided us through one Maryland legislative session and countless meetings with local and state legislators and community leaders. I'll just take a moment of personal privilege to say, every time I step in the meeting and Paul is introducing me to someone, they keep telling me, "You got a great person. We trust him." And that is just extraordinary for UMBC. When I say Paul is well connected, it is deeply true. It's in Maryland and it is federally. Earlier this month, he and his team led an extraordinary, if you weren't here, national night out right on UMBC's campus. It was our second year hosting it here, and it was phenomenal. It was a terrific event, brought together all of our community members, and again, making this the public institution that we are with and for our community. Paul, thank you for your outstanding leadership in just the first 10 months. You are going to have to get up. One of the nicest people you'll ever meet in the world. Christia Spears Brown. Christia, the new dean of our College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences, joined us in July from the University of Kentucky, where she served as a professor of developmental psychology and associate dean of student engagement and success in the College of Arts and Sciences. Her administrative work focuses on building inclusive, student-centered systems that promote engagement, belonging, and academic success across the diverse disciplines and communities. Listen to this. Dean Brown has published more than 100 peer-reviewed journal articles. For those of you who don't know, that's a lot. I have 50, if that gives you some scale of something. And book chapters on children's and adolescents' understanding of discrimination, stereotypes, and social identity, and the implications of these processes for academic and developmental outcomes. A committed educator and public-facing scholar, she is known for translating developmental science to broader audiences. We are honored to have you here, Dean Brown. Would you please stand so people can see you? Mark Seeger, Dean of the College of Natural and Mathematical Sciences, joined UMBC about 14 days ago. He was previously, Saad has you beat, he just got here 24 hours ago. He was previously at the University of Toledo, where he served as the Dean of the College of Natural and Mathematical Sciences. Prior to his leadership at the University of Toledo, he served as a rotating program director in the Division of Astronomical Sciences at the National Science Foundation, and as an associate dean in the Swenson College of Science and Engineering and head of the Department of Physics and Astronomy at the University of Minnesota, Duluth. His administrative work focuses on developing programs that attract new students, grow research, and promote engagement and student success across student-centered systems. Dean Seeger, again, has published more than 100 articles on galaxy structure and dynamics, supermassive black holes, and dark matter distribution in galaxies. He is a fellow of the Royal Astronomical Society and an associate of the Royal College of Science. He currently serves on the editorial board of the Effective Practices for Physics Programs Project, a project led by the American Physical Society and the American Association of Physics Teachers. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to all three of our colleagues. We are delighted to have Vice Presidents Zaythinji, I have to keep saying it because I'm going to get it right, Zaythinji, Ann Montero, and Dean Seeger and Brown. I have to ask you, Christia, do you go by Spears Brown or Brown? Spears Brown? Dean Spears Brown. We're going with that. I'm Shears Ashby. I'm going with Spears Brown. Okay. Welcome to all of you. Thank you so much again. Okay, this is the part where I'm going to give you a few updates. Not nearly as many as last year. You're fuller than you were last year, and I'm going to hit these updates, and then we're going to go do the work. So let me begin with updates on enrollment for our students. Saad and Sabira are part of an incredible incoming class of UMBC undergraduate students. In fact, the fall 2026 undergraduate class boasts a median GPA of 4.0. Oh my. 25% of the incoming class has a 4.4 GPA. Yes, I heard you say wow. 25% with a 4.4. We're also delighted to have in this class a Gates Scholar from Baltimore City. That's a big deal. You should know that only 750 students are selected for this prestigious scholarship from the Gates Foundation, and the pool is 61,000 applications. So 750 out of 61,000, and we have one of those students on our campus from Baltimore City. That's a big deal. That's exceptional. So we are so proud of this class, which also includes 36% of them are first-generation college students. I just want you to imagine what that means. Every third student you see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, they are the first person in their families to go to college. That's extraordinary. And our transfer students are from 15 of the 16 community colleges. So we have transfer students coming here from all over the state. That 16th one, we're going to work on it. I don't know what happened, but we're going to work on it. This year, UMBC received the most applications ever in the history of this great institution, 15,065 applications. We ultimately will have a class of undergraduates with 2,200 first-time students, first year, and 800 transfer students. That means that 3,000 people are going to come have this experience with us and have this life-changing experience with us. And I'm really proud of that class. As some of you have heard me say, oh, wait a minute, I missed doing something. How many folks in the room, I'm taking this as a commercial break. How many folks in the room are new faculty and staff to UMBC this semester? If you are, would you please stand? I meant to recognize you. Welcome. My apologies. I got so taken back by the students, I forgot to welcome the rest of you who are new to UMBC. Okay, and now we continue. And you've all heard me say, if you were not new to UMBC, you've heard me say that we're going to focus not just globally, but locally on our communities, particularly the city of Baltimore, and having more Baltimoreans come on our campus. So I'm especially excited about two efforts. The first is UMBC's Best of Baltimore grant. We started in 2025. This grant is provided to admitted Baltimore City students whose annual gross family income is less than $80,000. That's a lot of folks, y'all. That's a lot of people. It includes full cost of tuition, full cost of attendance, tuition fees, room and board. After all, grants and scholarships and subsidized federal student loans are applied. For the fall of 2026, UMBC awarded 137 Best of Baltimore grants to admitted students, averaging $13,000 per award. I cannot wait to see these students on our campus. Let's give them and the folks who did this work, and I'll talk about them in a minute, a round of applause. Another important partnership is College Track, which you also heard me describe, that we were joining. I've been talking about it for about 2 years. We are a part of a collaboration with the Baltimore Ravens and M&T Bank and the National College Track organization that has brought and launched College Track in Baltimore City. It supports students from 9th grade through college and into their next steps, providing 10 years of sustained mentorship and support. This spring, College Track officially opened its physical location in Baltimore Center at Mandalman Mall. By the way, you should go see it. The only room that is named in there has UMBC's name on it. It's called the UMBC Lab. It's the student room, not another university. I'm just saying. This inaugural class of ninth graders, there are 57 of them. Their pictures are in the UMBC room, and those are the first cohort of this College Track collaboration. And for those of you who don't know, UMBC has made a commitment, and we stand by our commitment, that every College Track student who is admitted to UMBC will receive a full scholarship, including room and board. So I'm just thrilled that we are off and running. In 4 years, those students will start showing up on our campus. But before then, we are committed to mentorship, to advising, to working with their families, everything it takes to get them ready to come here. So congratulations to all the folks who did that work also. What I will say is that, you can either talk about it or you can be about it. And we are about it. We are doing the work of access, and so I'm really proud of that. I want to give a special shout out to Yvette Moser-Ross. Where's Yvette? I haven't seen Yvette. Is she in here? Oh, there's Yvette. Okay, you see Yvette standing back there? Come on up here, Yvette. Come on. I know she did not want to do that. Yvette, as she is coming, Yvette has transitioned into her role as senior advisor to the president. That's me. I didn't mean I didn't want you to get confused, like she left for another president, for strategic priorities and initiatives. And the entire enrollment management team, I want to thank them also that Yvette has led for their terrific work that will be life-changing. She's led this Best of Baltimore work. She's led this College Track work. And so I just want to say thank you for coming to help us do the strategic initiatives in the President's office, but also thank you for the work that you've done in enrollment management. It's been extraordinary. Thank you so much. And if Yvette's team is in the audience, Yvette's old team, it's your team now, Alan. I'm coming to that. If the enrollment management team is in the audience, would you please stand so people can see you? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And so now I want to take a minute to introduce the person who's coming in behind Yvette as our new Vice Provost for Enrollment Management, Alan Bird. Alan joined us earlier this month, I know, from George Mason University, where he was Dean of Admissions. Alan has an extensive track record of implementing successful recruiting and retention initiatives, and he's consistently increased enrollment, improved academic profiles, expanded diversity, and enhanced student success at the institutions where he has served. His commitment to college access, affordability, and student success has defined his lifetime of work as an enrollment manager. Alan, we welcome you. I know that you are in the right university at the right time, so we're delighted to have you here. Welcome. And I'm not mad at that black and gold tie. All right, you dropped George Mason like a hot potato, didn't you? Okay. I got some rest over the summer, you all. And now let me say a word about our graduate students, who are just such an extraordinary part of everything that we do. So despite federal funding affecting research and graduate student support, we have held steady in our incoming doctoral student enrollment, which is a big deal. We have an outstanding new cohort of future PhDs, including Samira. And in this environment, it is truly a win. I'm also grateful for the efforts in the graduate school to increase our ability to enroll master's students. Domestic master's student enrollment is up 20%, with many of those students coming from right here in Maryland. And I'm also grateful for the graduate school for their thoughtful work behind that growth, from free graduate application week and more flexible deadlines to increased scholarships for Marylanders. And one effort that you are doing that I love is that we are creating more direct pathways for our own UMBC students to continue their education and graduate programs right here at UMBC. We love it that I say our students can go anywhere, but anywhere could be here. Our graduate programs are outstanding. And so I'm grateful for the efforts that, of the graduate school. So thank you so much for all of that. Thank you. So I have to keep Christia separate from Krista. And I've got two wonderful deans there. Thank you, Provost, for good hiring. You did good. So while the enrollment news is overall very good, one area that continues to be a challenge is our international student enrollment. We remain concerned about the impact of federal actions on the political climate and on our international students, faculty, and staff, who are a vital part of this global university and the global education that we provide. So I want to first express my deepest gratitude for the fortitude and for the empathy that all of you have demonstrated during these uncertain times. Despite the challenges, this year our international student enrollment as projected earlier this month is 1,000 total new, returning, and international undergraduates and graduate students from 95 countries. That's pretty extraordinary in this moment. And so I just want to say how grateful I am to David DeMaria. Is David here? Is David here? Oh, there's David. Okay. So David is our Vice Provost for Global Engagement, and I want to say thank you to you, David, and to all of the teams in the Center for Global Engagement. The folks who are in the Center for Global, yes, I'm asking you to stand. David is going to do it, but yes, I'm asking you to stand. Thank you. Thank you. This is a team that steps up in so many ways, and the challenges are continuous and daily, it feels like. And so they are navigating twists and turns, and they're doing it with grace and kindness and with expertise and with brilliance. I have never been at a place that had this strong of a global engagement team, not one. I trust that, and in this moment where things change on a regular basis, I trust their intelligence, I trust their expertise, and I trust their care. So what they are doing is extraordinary, so when you see them, please keep thanking them for all of the work that they do on behalf of our entire institution. So let me move next to talk a little bit more about federal impacts and actions on UMBC. So these changes are wide-ranging and they're evolving quickly. And I want you to know that we have a federal orders and actions core team that continues to meet regularly to monitor, and when I say regularly, I mean like weekly and sometimes more than weekly, depending on what's happening, to monitor developments and coordinate our response and support members of our community who are affected. We know that changes to immigration policy in particular have created real anxiety for members of our community. Recent reports of researchers, I don't know if you've been paying attention, from Johns Hopkins and the University of Maryland, Baltimore, being detained during domestic travel have only heightened those concerns. So again, I'm grateful because the moment these things started happening, we're on the phone with David and his team. And we are trying to respond, and they did respond quickly and directly to those who were impacted on our campus. And so through all of that, I just want to say that I'm just inspired by the way our community is showing up for each other, whether you're directly impacted or not. We're really trying to take care of the people on our campus who are most vulnerable. So to me, that's just UMBC at its best, and I want to say thank you to the entire community. It's not over. I wish I could tell you it was over. It's not over. Every day is a new something, but our care will continue. And so again, thank you for all that you're doing in those areas. Also related to federal actions, I want to talk a little bit about where we are with our research enterprise. So it'll sound like it's bad news before it's good, but just hold on. We have lost approximately 33 awards, representing about $13.6 million in funding as a result of various federal actions and orders. And I will say this because I want to sit here just for the moment. For the faculty and staff and students who are directly impacted by those grants, it's everything. It's a big deal. Okay? So we honor that, and I just appreciate how our faculty and staff and students have responded. And then I want to say in the next paragraph, not to take away from the significance of that our research funding this past year was the second highest in UMBC's history. So from a perspective, for those of you who might not have that perspective, our record year was 2025 at $185 million. 4 years ago, we were at $82 million. $100 million of research growth in the last 4 years, even in these trying times. Okay, so I just want to, again, say what an extraordinary trajectory we are on despite the moment. And it's a testament to our faculty and to our staff who continue to adapt and persist and lead world-class research and creative achievement across the university. So here's what I want to do. If you do anything in research and you are in this audience, stand, please. I see students, faculty, and staff. So here's what I'm going to tell you. It's a trick question, because we're all doing something for research. If you keep the lights on, that's for research. That's also for teaching, by the way, right? If you offer some kindness as you're walking across, you're encouraging a student. You don't have to be that person writing the grant. This is a research environment. So I just want you to know that $100 million is not about the 20 people who stood up. It's about the entire community. And so I just want to say thank you to this community for creating an environment where people can be creative. And by the way, all research is not documented in dollars. So for those of you who don't produce a single dollar, but you are I'm looking at my dance faculty. Hey, how are you? We were in new faculty orientation together yesterday. For every one of you who produces something that is creative, whatever it is, dollars or not, that is a part of this research enterprise. And so I am grateful to each one of you for that. Okay, I'm moving on to the next subject. I'm almost done, y'all. I know. So I want to talk a little bit about budget, because we have to. And so I just talked about research funding. And so for those of you who may not be familiar, Patrick, you're going to appreciate this. There are 4 primary sources of funding. Patrick is our vice president for development. And there are 4 primary sources of funding for UMBC. The research dollars that I just talked about, the state support, tuition that our students pay, and philanthropy that Patrick runs, and that many of you participate in around our campus. About 1/3 of our budget revenue comes from our state appropriation, which means, as I've shared before, that Maryland's budget challenges are also our budget challenges. That's just the way it works. And these are not one-time or one-year kinds of pressures. Even as Maryland grapples with a $1.5 billion shortfall, we are grateful for the state's continued support for higher education. So let me tell you what that means for UMBC for this year. 2 things. One is that we are relieved that there were no additional cuts to our budget from last year. So in fiscal year 27, our budget was not cut from fiscal year 26. It was cut in 26, remember that. So we didn't recover what was cut in 26, but we did not take an additional cut, which was very possible. And all of that work that Paul Montero did, and all of those tens of meetings with the legislators and governors' people to say, please, We cannot take another one right now. Is how we got to this. So I am grateful for that work. And so that's one fact. In practice, what that means is that we will continue operating under our current budget levels while managing increased costs as everything goes up. Second thing that I want to note about the budget from the state is that the state allocated for this fiscal year, they provided a 1.5% cost of living adjustment that became effective for all UMBC employees on July 1. So those are the two facts around that. So we anticipate that the challenging budget environment, it's going to continue for the foreseeable future, affecting, as you may be feeling it personally, individuals, families, and the higher education sector. And so colleges and universities across the country, including UMBC, are going to navigate that. And, you know, the world is ever changing, whether it's research funding, rising operational costs, enrollment changes, or just the broader economic uncertainty. With all of that, I think that this is just the exact moment when we need to roll out our strategic plan, and we are. In moments like this, you need strategy. You need a plan. You need clarity. And so our strategic plan is right on time. So I'm excited about it. It's going to roll out next month. So we will introduce that to you in the coming weeks, and it's going to help us, again, clarify our priorities, identify where we can continue to have the greatest impact, help us focus our resources in the ways that advance UMBC's mission and strengthen our future. The thing that I love about what I'm seeing in this plan is that it's truly our plan, the community's plan. I am deeply grateful to every member of this community who contributed an idea or challenged our thinking or responded to a survey or participated in a conversation that gave us feedback. You helped create a plan that I believe you will be able to see yourselves in it. And I think you're going to feel really great about who UMBC is and is becoming in this plan. So it is grounded in inclusive excellence, which is a thing these days. Turns out everybody's not grounded in inclusive excellence, and we are. We were, we have been, we still are, we will be. Provost Van Dulman knows when we go to meetings of presidents and provosts and we come back here, we are grateful. We are truly grateful. We got it right in our values, and I'm just so grateful. So from the bold conversations, you remember those began in 2023, it seems like forever, to the campus climate survey where you established that inclusive excellence was our number one goal, number one value. Community value was inclusive excellence. To the strategic planning website where lots of you have left comments, to the spring campus-wide survey, and the many, many conversations led by our strategic planning steering committee and subgroups. Your voices have shaped the plan at every single stage. As I read what they gave to me, I'm truly excited. I cannot wait to share it with you. So we'll introduce it to the extended community in the coming weeks. And I know you're going to be proud of this institution and excited about what your part can be in making us even better. So what I'd like to do is to acknowledge now the folks who have led that effort. So I don't know if Carissa is here. Is Carissa in the audience? Professor Chia? She may or may not be. Okay. I don't think she is. Are any members of this strategic plan steering committee in the audience? If you are, would you please stand? Thank you for your work. When they told me how many variations of meetings they had had across this campus to ensure that everybody's voice that wanted to be heard was heard, I just thought it was extraordinary. So I really appreciate all the work that you have done. So this is where we are. We're at the beginning. I'm done, y'all. We're at the, you're okay. My daddy was a Methodist minister. The first time he said he was done, we knew that was 30 minutes left. I'm trying not to be that person. So, so here we are, okay? So we're at the beginning of this, we are done, okay? We're at the beginning of this new academic year, and I'm excited about what's about to happen for us. This is what I will tell you. No matter where you work on this campus, no matter what office you are in, no matter what your job is, you are a part of making UMBC what it is, and you are a part of what we're becoming. So no matter what comes at us this year, I want us to remember why we are here. Go back to those 3 students. Like, surely we can stay focused if we remember that that's what we're doing. If the research that we're doing is life-changing, that's what we're doing, right? If communities get better, that's what we're doing. If one more kid in Baltimore City can have this experience, that's what we're doing. If Saad can come here from Pakistan and run the president's office, that's what we're doing. And I would implore you not to let external forces make you forget that and get you distracted from what's really important. What we're not going to do is be distracted from that goal, right? So just make up in your mind. It's not going to be easy, right? It never is. But make up in your mind that this is worthy work, right? And decide that we're going to do this together. And I'm excited. I wish my chief of staff is sitting here afraid that I'm about to tell you the name of the plan because it's supposed to be a secret. And I'm not going to say it, but when you hear it, you're going to feel so good. It is so good. It is so good. I'm okay. I am done. So with that, I hope you enjoy the rest of the day. I hope you are ready for our students moving in and ready for a wonderful semester. Thank you for all that you're going to do. I appreciate you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you.